Big yummy updates coming your way, friends. How is crypto looking alongside macro? The macro is doing great, friends. This is the US dollar, the DXY. It is making lower lows. You can see it as it's happening right now, moving down and to the right. Why that's very important is, see, in the news media, what are we seeing? We're seeing Trump is fighting with Elon again, and they're threatening each other. And Elon's like, oh no, I'm going to make my own political party. And then Trump says, oh, Japan, I never really liked you anyway. It's all these fighting and fugazi things, but it's all a bunch of hocus pocus, okay? What's most important is that the macro is actually working in our favor, which is the US dollar, because the US dollar is important. It's 85% of the world trading volume of everything. And it's 50% of the world debt. There's 360 trillion debt out there in the world. 50% is US dollary doonies. That's 180 trillion. So every time the DXY moves down a percent or a point from 99 to 98 to 97 to 96. So if it goes from 97 down to 96, just one little point, that is a whopping 1.8 trillion with a T trillion-dollar stimulus effect, because you basically empowered all the poop currency fiat out there in the world. You know, the Kiwi dollar and the Canadian maple syrup dollar and the Aussie dollar and the pound and everything else and the euro. All right? And this is all working the same way it did in 2017. That's the most important part to focus on right now. So I actually show you the live chart here. This is pretty much it. But if you go down, friends, this is I'm going to show you 2017. We had the exact same thing happen. Look at this. Trump wins in 2016, and then look at this: alt season wave 1, the stall out, alt season wave 2. This was it. This was pretty much our year. That's 2017. Oh no, that's what happens, right? This double leg out here. So that's what is happening right now. Everything is happening exactly as it should be happening. It's just that the timing, it's not perfect, right? That's why, you know, the business cycle, it's a different phenomenon, right? It goes ups and downs. Yeah, it's constant. As I was showing you the sine wave of the business cycle, the PMI cycle tracks it. It's constant, but yeah, the specific timing of it, no one knows. If you knew that, you'd be able to time and trade everything perfectly. I mean, like, you'd close your business up at euphoria and then you'd restart your business down at the bottoms and stuff out here. So it's not practical to even do that. But that's the type of stuff we're dealing with right now. That's why it makes it tough to at least sit through this. But look, does it really make it tough if everything's working in our same way? You know, if you want to know as well, friends, what happened, right? We had the zombie virus. Yeah, it's like a big psychological dent on our brains. Everyone out there in the economy, because they remember what happened. They remember, oh man, remember when like something came out of nowhere? I had to close my business. Everything was like wrecked for a year, sitting on the couch. People remember, so they act with a bit more conservatism moving forward, right? And remember, crypto and altcoins, yeah, we are an extension of the business cycle. When the business cycle goes up, people are confident about the future, they come and punt altcoins. So if they're not really speculating on the future too hard, well, we're never going to get that type of euphoria until something comes along. That's what we're waiting for. What's going to come along? Is it going to be a lollipop? Maybe. But it's probably going to be AI. Something to do with AI where we get like an ability to reimagine the future. Yes? Right now, we just got NVIDIA doing stuff out here, hardware. But no, we want someone to actually make AI. Like, that's why ChatGPT, friends, could be, it seems like to be the spear, right? ChatGPT and any of the other AI, because the IQ is about 100 to 120. It can regurgitate knowledge from any topic. So it's amazing already. It is. But if it stops here, okay, we've just made a couple of more humans, right? A couple of more mid-IQ humans, 100 IQ baseline. But the next 6 to 18 months, it's going to become 200 IQ. So we'll be able to combine knowledge from human parts that no one ever thought we could combine, and it'll be able to, I guess, create stuff, teach you stuff. Be like, talk to me, AI, talk to me. Are these not the rawest nipples you've ever seen? You know what I mean? AI will actually have an answer for that. And it'll be like, yes, back in 1772, there was a rice trader, Japanese candles. He was one of the like earliest believers of peggings. You know, he drew like a pink peg with the little Japanese ASCII letters and stuff out here. You know what I mean? Like stuff where you're like, whoa, I never knew that. I'll be talking to you. But until we get to that moment, we just have to cheer on stuff like this. The US dollar going down is not a bad thing. It's like everything is repeating the same. I want to show you this cool update as well. This is the pDAI to pHex ratio. pDAI doing this big swoop up. Seems to be the spear. PulseChain and the marketing seems to be on the way. I want to show you this very interesting post from Mr. Dirty Crypto. And it's a collection of Binance posts. And like, are they hinting pDAI? Let's look at some of these. Let's go slowly at these. Look at this. In the top left, Richard Hart in June 16, 2024, a year ago. I wonder how you send mail to CZ Binance while he's in prison. And then Binance, look at this. Turns out my pulse is pegged to Binance. They mentioned the word pDAI, pegged. The word peg, right? We made the word peg. Nobody in crypto ever used the word peg, ever. That's a pDAI native word. pDAI native, Richard Hart, no, Richard, sorry, the PulseChain PulseX. Could be anybody, right? Could be a duck in the forest. We made that word up. No one ever used that word because pegged refers to very naughty acts in the bedroom of plugging a hole. Your belly button, okay? You ever put your finger in your belly button, friends? Well, you've pegged yourself. While some people were trash talking Binance, others were writing amicus briefs for them. It's not useful for bad precedents to create bad law. Friends, amicus brief actually translates to friend of the court. Remember when I looked it up last year? I was like, oh, I can't believe it. It's like asking for me to just tell the world this. Friend of the court. So Richard Hart, as a friend of the court, he was writing amicus briefs on behalf of CZ. See, this is, with Doge, Doge did that, did a 4,000x from Billy Marcus, the founder, dumping, and 2021 cycle, right? Did a 250x for. It's just wild because if you're long Doge, like, you really just have to believe, because you didn't know Elon was going to choose your coin when he has like Bitcoin. He's not even in crypto. He chose your coin. But if pDAI ends up fulfilling the destiny, people are going to write about this same stuff about you and me, where they say, hey, these people with their peg nipples, as amazingly pegged as they are, like, they didn't know Richard Hart was going to be the only dude writing an amicus brief for CZ in jail, right? And then, like, CZ was like, you know what? I remember that down in my deepest, darkest moments. Because, friends, I remember I covered the interview with CZ. I think when it was on that in that Dubai interview, he talked about, jail being a bit of a dark place. He spoke about that, right? So it's just interesting. And then, like, if it all works out, we're all like, oh my gosh, man, what are the chances that had to play out with the story? But that's why you can't, if you try to look at the stuff day to day, you'll skid yourself out, bro. It's kind of like, okay, Bitcoin's $100 and you got to explain to Uncle Peter Schiff how it's going to end up on BlackRock's balance sheet. You don't know, bro. You got no idea how that is going to happen. You got to predict Trump coming in 2016 and then losing, then coming in 2024. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just, no chance. It's just, look, that's why it's either going to work or it's not. It is actually binary. That's why in your mind, from here to, say, the end, where you don't know where the end is, let's say you're 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, whatever it is, here to 5 years from now, you can't think of the 50,000 events that have to happen. What I do is I try to teleport in the future. I just go, okay, it's 2020 now. 2025 December. I'm just thinking about that date and that's it. Okay, everything else that happens in between, it's either a path to get closer to it or a bit away from it or whatever. It's part of the process. And that's how you win. That's how you win. Because now you're just focusing on holding or looking for other opportunity, which is taking the same thing. That's how I do the long-term investing, friends. Tim D. Raper, best eyebrows in crypto, and all these other long-term investors and visionaries, and Richard Hart and Andres Autonomous, that's how they're thinking about this stuff in the future. They're not thinking about this day-to-day stuff. That's why we make these words like, oh, there's FUD, fade the FUD. We make these terms to help people out so they don't get caught up in the day-to-day. Binance turns 8. They actually made a tag here. Binance turns 8. So the 8 is a Hyperloop. Infinity emoji is the Hyperloop. the 8 is also a racetrack that Richard Hart posted about. So here you have the MakerDAO and the PulseChain logo. Look at this, pDAI logo. The real reason I don't need cardio anymore. And then they put the Pulse logo here. Replica of pDAI and pMaker image from the DEX screener. Compare it to above. So that's why, like, are these coincidences? Are we all losing our mind? There's a lot of these things, man. It's just like pointing and pointing. Vinny, I don't know, man. These guys won't even acknowledge us. Maybe there is more than meets the eye. Well, Vinny, you got to remember, bro. Richard Hart doesn't even acknowledge us. You know what I mean? So you never know. Probably nothing as well. So this is, hey, thanks Vitalik. Checking out here. Justin, Binance founder CZ donates to open source biotech project. I think that's longevity. Is that longevity? Because Vitalik likes longevity and Richard Hart did as well. So now CZ's donated to it. Thanks, Vitalik, for working on privacy on Ethereum. Video from Web3 Privacy. See? This is more Richard Hart post, the one I showed you. So this is Sir Align. This is strategic Ethereum reserve. Sir PulseChain SAC up here. And this is Vitalik's main characters. He wrote about Richard Hart still being around as a main character. So I'm wondering. We're just wondering. Are we losing our minds though? Such a stupid coin. Lol. Is it weird or what? Yeah, it could be weird. It's just part of the magic, man. Like, I don't know if it's definitely true or anything's going to happen. I'm just telling you I like it. I like it a lot. This is the GoPulse screen of the website of past 24 hours. We're up to 7.31% buy and burn for PulseX. Still cranking out in the background. Here we have all the others. Just a nice, easier way to look at this stuff out here. Yeah, man. So we need Ethereum, friends. Ethereum's got to get to that CME gap. That's why the CME gap's like, yay, we're getting a move on, but that's 3,200. The real big daddy is that 3,800. Okay. Until then, there's pretty much nothing we can do. This is Ethereum cuck price. So until it's above up here, until you literally see a 4 in front of Ethereum, don't even bother. You know, even the 3 is like, yay, but 3 is not a 4. You know, we need a 4. And don't forget, man, Tom Lee, he's part of BitMine, right? They raised 250 million to buy Ethereum. So they're going to offer yield. It's just showing how it's starting to come together, man. It's been such a long time. Mr. BMA, it's getting started. Been too long. Every good news is a bit of dopamine that gets cut off almost immediately. I just hope when I get paid tomorrow, I can buy while it's cheap. So 100%, yeah, every time we get a bit of a dopamine here, it's just like everything just gets reset down. Also, friends, friendly reminder, feel free to join my Telegrams, Your Friend Somi Official. Okay, we've got to remember, and my username is Somi Telegram. Check the I's and check the L's. All right? Just be careful because, so my friend Moe just told me, evil scum scammers who should be skinned alive, with a blowtorch as well, at the same time. What they do is they are in all my Twitter chats and Telegram stalking. Whenever I talk to anyone, whenever I reply to someone, because I'm helping everyone, right? Talking to the community, reply to anybody, what they will do is they will then message that person under an impersonator account of me, and they'll invite them to a group. And they'll say, oh, I've got a special project for you, but it's not your friend Somi. Okay? It's literally, it's your enemy, Shirong Lee from North Korea, trying to steal your wallet. Okay? So they're all scum. Just please be careful. It's not me talking to you, but I do talk to a lot of people. You know what I mean? I'll try to flash my nipples and flash my titties and stuff for you from time to time. Okay? But just don't give anyone money, bro. You're not, there's no some sort of secret project. So Moe said, he knew something was weird because he says, you made 450 pDAI posts and then there was another coin. That's true, bro. That's true. That's good, sir. Good. You got your thinking cap on. Also, Moe, I was going to make a full video for you, bro, but I just want to let everyone know, okay? Mo showed his portfolio, okay? So Mo had his portfolio and he said, like, should I do ratio rotation? He asked that for me. And I'll be honest, it's under $1,000 portfolio. It's like $780, I think he showed the screenshot. And I said, look, bro, a dollar amount like that, you shouldn't even have the word ratio in your head. You should be aiming, grab your fiat money, your US dollar savings, your work, labor hand money, and you got to be smash it into crypto as much as you can aggressively. And also for friends, remember I told you the best way to think about crypto, okay, which the way I think about it is you don't invest based off like a $2 or $100 or $1,000 because it means something to everybody differently. Okay, so someone's living expenses in Portugal is totally different to somebody in Antarctica and Shanghai and stuff. Okay, so what you do is write down how much money do you need per month to live right now? Not lifestyle upgrade. I don't want to see you going on these freaking cocksucker Dubai bullshit. You show off your watch and hang around a bunch of dudes with hairy chests in a pool and act like you're better than everybody else driving a rented Bugatti. I don't give a shit about that. Okay, move that to the side. Okay, I care about now. Okay, what money do you need per month to live now? Okay, for some people, $500. For other people, $5,000. Whatever it is right now, you write that as a unit, 1 month. Okay, now you can toggle. Okay, if you want to be aggressive in crypto, people who are aggressive, they invest like 3 to 12 months worth in. Because someone who has 12 months in of living expenses, if they need $2,000 per month to live, they've got 24 months, so 24 grand put in. So they're hoping to 10 to 20x that whole thing, which means they will have at the end 10 to 20 years. If they sell, they don't have to work. And then you can live off the yield. Or you can keep working for the next 4 years, leave that aside, and then you can use that to buy in the next bear market, okay? That's how to invest. That's how to think about it. So if you only have, so remember, that's 3 to 12 months. That's like towards the aggressive. But if you're only in the 1 week, so there's people out here, if they need let's say you need $2,000 a month to live. If you put in $500, yeah, it's good. Hopefully you make a 10 to 20x. But that's 10 to 20x, bro, because you'll make 3 to 6 months of living, which is like a holiday for you. And then you're going to have to compound that in the next cycle. Okay? That's the way to think about it. Okay? It's not these absolute dollars because it's relative to you. Okay? Forget lifestyle upgrades. You can do that later. Okay? Trying to go from this lifestyle upgrade stuff, like I said, with a bunch of these weirdo dudes, hiring camera photographer guys. And like I said, it's always these hairy man chest, man boobs in Dubai saying, Habibi, sign up with me. You're going to get rich like me. Like when you start to see that, you don't want that, dude. You don't want that. Okay? Friends, do you really want to fly in that private jet with them? Okay? Do you know how small that bathroom is? Okay? You're going to feel bad when you destroy that toilet. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, do you really want that? Do you really want that? Forget that, man. They're always got to fix up their button. And they're like this. Bro, I don't see a single crease in your shirt. It's all fake. It's literally all fake. All right? Forget that. Okay? If you're respecting that, you're worshiping that, there's a high chance as well you're already following LA vape cabal and prostitute cabal people and you're getting rinsed in the drain circling stuff anyway. So the rest of us, now you understand, okay? Crypto can change your life. Your first goal is to remove your reliance on working for someone else. That's it. Just replace it. Okay? Not the upgrade stuff. We can do that later. So I might make another full video for you out later on. Don't forget he loves you, friends. Catch you soon.